We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'm Timothy Earle, and today we've got a bunch of sports for you guys. We've got a football game to talk about. We got 2 NBA and a whole hockey card. I am not currently live on TikTok right now because it's got me suspended for gambling. Huh? I mean, yeah, I'm talking sports betting, but whatever. But we're currently live on the YouTube, so Picks and Parleys and Earle Sports Bets. We're live on both Twitter accounts, live on my Kick on the Twitch. So lots of live streams going down right now. We will jump into what happened yesterday before we jump into everything. And it was a good day yesterday. Very happy with it. Up 2.66 units, so it was a profitable day. We're not going to brag. It's a very small profit. We had the Hornets -3. That was a winner. They won by 19, so it didn't matter whether or not you got 3 or 5.5 at close. It hit. I got the over 207 in the Magic game. I believe that closed at 215. Didn't matter. It finished at 246. One of them that was frustrating, the Cavs went from 4.5-point dogs to 2.5-point favorites, and they lost outright by 8. So the line movement meant nothing in that one. Didn't matter what you got. The Cleveland Cavaliers were losers. We had MTSU last night, plus 9.5. They covered versus Delaware on a pick six late. That was nice. Zach Benson, even though the Sabres scored 4 goals, he was not on the scorecard. So that was a loser there. The over in the Sabres game pushed, so 2-4 there. The over in the Toronto-Atlanta basketball game finished 138-118. Good addition there. Philadelphia wins outright 117-116 versus Boston. Got that plus money with 115 on the Sixers. Shout out to Stop Geo. He gave me VJ Edgecombe over 11.5 points. I said, screw it, I'll ride with you. I threw it up on the site. I believe that cashed in the second quarter. He scored 34 when his prop was he had to get 12. So big shout out to Stop Geo. Memphis Grizzlies -4 was a winner. The Detroit Pistons, although they tried to come back in the fourth quarter, they fall short. They lose by 4. So that was a loser. Washington +10 was a loser. They lose by 13. If you told me that the reason why I would lose the under in the Jazz game was because the Jazz would score 129 points and win by 21, I would have laughed at you. But that was the case. Clippers, what the heck was that? How about Cooper Flag? You got a double-double, but his Mavericks fall 125-92 to the Spurs. Spurs money line was a winner. Phoenix -3.5. They win by 4. That was a winner. And I had the over in the Minnesota Wild game. Unfortunately, that one finishes 4-1, so I get hooked on that one. Good job, Wild, for only scoring a goal. But good day yesterday. Hopefully, it could be a good day today. I have my sides. I have one player prop, sides and totals. I have one player prop up on the site so far, and then there's going to be a bunch of hockey ones coming out later. So make sure you guys either check out the picksandparlays.net website or go ahead and become a member of the YouTube channel on the Earle Sports Bets, and you guys will get the card there. No chat. So we'll go ahead and hop into the games. We'll start off with the Minnesota Vikings and the LA Chargers. This one is in LA. 3.5-point favorites for the Chargers. 44.5 is the total. I've seen some 3s and 3.5s. I'm seeing more 3.5s now. Minnesota this year 3-3, and they've been just going back and forth. Win, lose, win, lose, win, lose. Wins against the Bears, Bengals, and Browns. Yay. The Bears one was a good one. Losses to Atlanta, Pittsburgh, and Philly. On the opposite side, we have a Chargers team that started off the year 3-0 and then have gone 1-3 since. Their only win was against a Miami Dolphins team that you should be beating. Their wins this year against everybody in their division, so Denver, Vegas, and Kansas City. Losses were to the New York Giants, the Washington Commanders, and they lost by 14 in the last game versus the Colts. Now, the way that the line is moving and everything in this one, it opened up at a 3. I see a lot of 3.5s now. I'm grabbing the Chargers here. I just like the spot for them to kind of bounce back in this game. I'm not super high on Minnesota. It doesn't matter who they have at quarterback. They can't do anything. Even the Bengals are learning third to Jamar Chase every time, and it works. They can't do that with Justin Jefferson because Chase is better than Jefferson. Anyways, I like the Chargers in this game. I got them minus 3.5. They may be a contest play. We'll see when the lines come out because the lines, I don't believe, have come out yet for that, for the Pub Sports Radio contest, which we're currently second place in. So that's nice. But I do like the Chargers in this one. Chargers minus 3.5. But that's the only football game. We will head to the hardwood because we've got some NBA action for you guys. Thunder and the Pacers. The Thunder are 7.5-point favorites with a total of 232.5. Thunder coming off of is the only team on this card that has played a game already. They came off a double overtime win versus the Houston Rockets. This will be the first time we see the Pacers this year, and it'll be a rematch of the NBA Finals. I looked at this line. I wasn't really too interested in a side. The line's not really moving anything for it, so I'm not really overly interested in a side in this game. It's opened up at 7.5. It stayed at 7.5. Money's kind of meh, so no real interested in a side. I did like a total in this game, and I did go and take the over in this game. I got over 231.5. I see it climbing up to 232.5 now. It opened up at 228.5, so it's been steadily climbing. The money coming in the right way on it. I know we just saw a double overtime game, so that's the reason why the Thunder went over in their first game. Don't really care. I like the over in the spot. I think the Pacers are going to play with high tempo. No Halliburton for a while, if not the entire season. So I don't think that the Pacers will be good this year, but I think they'll play high-paced basketball. So go ahead, give me the over in this game. Well, let's check this. See, I don't think we're going to have lines just yet. We could. Lines 1 o'clock. Yeah, we should have lines already. It's at 3 for the Chargers, so we'll probably have. I will probably have the Chargers on my card. But let's go ahead and head to the other NBA game. We get my Denver Nuggets. They're taking on the Golden State Warriors. Warriors are minus 2.5 with a total of 233.5. Nuggets coming off of the 7-game series loss to the Thunder. And that series was a lot closer than it probably should have been with all the injuries and everything. It just shows the pedigree of the Denver Nuggets. The Warriors have also played a game. I forgot to mention that earlier. The Warriors coming off of a 119-109 game against the LA Lakers. So we've seen them play. We saw them win a game. And I feel like that's one of the big reasons why we're seeing a little bit of a line movement towards the Golden State Warriors. Because this line opened up at Denver being favorited, and now the Warriors are favorited. So that is a very interesting line movement. Although you look at the last little while, it's gone from 2.5 back down to a 2. More of the money's coming in on the Nuggets. So it was a very close. Well, more of the money's coming in on the Nuggets spread and total. Yes, spread and money line. I was very close to grabbing the Warriors. I decided to just go after a plus money prop. And that's going to be Mr. Nikola Jokic. Joker, triple-double. He got, 20-something of them last year. And I'm going to start being able to ride them on the site now. I was able to get plus 161 on Mr. Jokic getting that triple-double. So I do like that number. So we're going to just start riding the Joker on his MVP season. We'll grab him to get a triple-double today, plus 160. No chat, so we'll keep on rolling. We got some hockey coming up now. And we've got the Chicago Blackhawks and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning are minus 325 with a total of 6.5 in this game. And as much as I really wanted to grab the Blackhawks in this game, real quick, Blackhawks 3-2-2. The Lightning have won one game this year. They're 1-3-2. We've got the Blackhawks with wins against Utah, St. Louis, and Anaheim. They have overtime losses against Vancouver and Boston. They lost in regulation versus Florida and Montreal. On the opposite side, you got the Tampa Bay Lightning. Lightning have not looked good at all this year. Their one win is against the Bruins, who the Bruins are on a 5-game losing streak. So their one win is against a team that can't win themselves. On the teams that they've lost to, Ottawa, New Jersey, Washington, Detroit, and Columbus. 3 out of the 5 of those teams are going to be playoff teams. The last two, we'll see. So I guess they're playing a little bit of a tough schedule. Now they get Chicago, which is a little bit easier. Although Chicago's played really good this year. The one concern with me, because I wanted to go after it, the line is moving slightly towards Tampa because it opened up around 300. Now it's up to 320, 325 area. So the line's moved towards them. The money line, I see the money, the way the money's coming in. I would lean towards the money line for the Blackhawks, but I just couldn't pull the trigger in this game. I do expect this one to be a good one, and I do expect it to be a higher scoring game. Maybe an over could be a play in the Lightning Blackhawks game, but not really anything I wanted to grab a side with in this one. In terms of player props, I think I'm going to end up going after Tyler Bertuzzi. One of the things I'm kind of looking at with player props now is they got to kind of be correlated in order for me to want to go for it. Because I want them to be on the top line, and I want them to be on the top power play. And I want them to have correlations with some other players and stuff. Bertuzzi plus 120 to get a point will be the one guy I like in this game. We will continue to roll. And this game is going to be very, very interesting because we've got the Sharks and the Rangers. Rangers are minus 270 with a total of 6.5. Rangers have just not been able to do anything at home this year. They have not won a game at home this year. And in fact, they've scored 1 goal at home this year in 4 games. Granted, they were against Pittsburgh, Washington, Edmonton, and Minnesota. What do all those teams have in common? They actually have a goaltender that can stop a puck. Sharks don't. So I do expect the Rangers to be able to, do something against the Sharks. And as for the Sharks, I expect them to be able to score. Sharks just haven't been able to get a win yet. Wouldn't it be hilarious if they did it against the Rangers? Losses against Vegas, Anaheim, Carolina, Utah, Pittsburgh, and the Islanders. So eventually they'll get a win, but I'm not going to bet a side in this game. I do like a total. I am taking it over. That shouldn't come to a surprise to anybody. This is a Sharks team that I've been betting overs with all year. The way that the money's coming in, I like the over. I got over 6.5 in this game, so I'm going to ride with that. In terms of players, we got Will Smith and Tyler Toffoli. Smith is going to be plus 105. Toffoli is going to be minus 120. I like those two guys in the for the Sharks to get a point today. And I like the over in this game. Let's keep on rolling. We've got the Penguins and the Panthers. The Panthers are minus 200 favorites with a total of 5.5. This is a Panthers team that just really hasn't looked the way I was kind of hoping they would. And with that, they're just kind of to start the year 4-4. They had a 4-game losing streak. They snapped it against the Bruins, who the Bruins have lost 5 games in a row. So one of those teams had to eventually win. They had 3 wins to start the year against Chicago, Philly, and Ottawa. You're thinking, ooh, they're off to a great start. And then losses to Philly, Detroit, New Jersey, and Buffalo before their win against Boston. On the opposite side, you got the Pittsburgh Penguins, who are 5-2. Yeah, I did not expect that one coming. They have wins against the Rangers, Islanders, Ducks, Kings, Sharks, and Vancouver. Their one loss came October 11th against the Rangers. That was a 6-1 loss. They also lost to the Ducks. But this is a spot where I looked at it. The line opened up a lot higher for the Florida Panthers. Opened up around minus 230. And it has dropped to about 200. And that's with all the money coming out on the Panthers. So if you know me, you know where this is going. Give me the Penguins in this one. Give me the Penguinos. I trust them enough, and I got them at a pretty nice sized dog at plus. I think it was 170 something. Let me pull it up. 172. I was able to get them at. So like the spot, big dog today. We're grabbing the Pittsburgh Penguins. And no player props in this game. No player props. There wasn't anything of value for me for player props in this game. Cool. We head on to the next one. Speaking of the Bruins are against the Ducks. The Bruins are minus 115 with a total of 6.5. I was looking through my player props. No player props in this game. But when I looked at this one, you got the Ducks, who are actually playing, not bad this season. They're 3-2-1 to start it off. So they're actually looking quite promising. Wins against San Jose, Pittsburgh, and Nashville. Losses to Chicago in overtime, Carolina, and the Kraken. On the flip side, we got Boston, who we mentioned earlier, and they're now on a big losing streak. After starting off 3-0, Bruins had wins against Washington, Chicago, and Buffalo. And then they proceeded to lose a bunch. Tampa, Vegas, Colorado, Utah, and Florida. And now they're back home against the Ducks. And when it came to this one, I grabbed the Ducks. I like the spot for them. They've gone. I'm fading the Boston Bruins, who have been struggling. Not to mention the line's gone from minus 125 area for the Bruins to about minus 115. So line movement heading towards the Ducks. I was able to get them at plus 104. So quack, quack. We're taking the Ducks versus the Bruins. Oh, and that's with all the money coming in on the Bruins. 73% of bets and 85% of money is coming in on the Bruins. And the line's moving towards the Ducks. Quack, quack, give me the Ducks. Let's keep on rolling. And I got another dog in this one. We get the Senators and the Flyers. Senators minus 260 in this one, 5.5 total. I do not believe that the Senators should be 160 favorites in this game. You got a Philly team that's 3-2-1. And they've won 3 out of their last 4 games. They started off 0-2 against Florida and an overtime loss against Carolina. Since then, it rattled off wins against Florida, a loss to Winnipeg, and then they beat Minnesota in overtime, and they beat the Kraken 5-2. On the opposite side, you got Ottawa, who is sitting at 2-4-1. They have wins against Tampa Bay, which we've seen what Tampa Bay has looked like, and Seattle. And Seattle really hasn't looked good either. Losses to Florida, Nashville, Buffalo, the Islanders, and the Oilers. So not really playing all that well right now. I don't think they deserve to be this big of favorites. And with that, I am grabbing the Flyers in this game. This is another spot where they actually Ottawa opened up around minus 180, 180, 185 area, and they've moved all the way to 160. So big line drop in this one. It makes me really like the Flyers. We did grab the Flyers today, and we got them at plus 140. Dogs galore on today's card, and it's going to continue in this one. We'll keep on rolling in this in the show. We've got the Red Wings and the Islanders. Islanders are minus 135 with a total of 6.5. How about this Red Wings team? Off to a really good start. Their only losses were to Montreal and Buffalo, which not bad losses. In between that, rattled off 5 straight wins against Toronto, Florida, Tampa, and Edmonton. Arguably 4 playoff teams. So really nice string of wins for the Red Wings. And we'll see whether or not they're for real or not. They're against the Islanders. The Islanders sitting minus 135. Islanders are back to even 500, 3-3 after starting off 0-3, losing to Pittsburgh, Washington, and Winnipeg. They have won 3 straight games versus Edmonton, Ottawa, and San Jose. And when it comes to it, I am on Detroit. I think it's a bounce back spot for them. Coming off of the loss yesterday, Islanders line has dropped. It opened up 145. It's down to the 135 for the Islanders, and that's with majority of the money coming in on the Islanders, and the line's moving towards the Red Wings. I did take Detroit in this game, and when it comes to props, we are going to grab Strider for the Red Wings. I'm also going to grab an Islanders prop. I'm going to grab Scheifele, who has gotten a point in every single game this year. He's been, he was the first overall pick, so I do think he's going to be able to continue. I'm getting that at minus 110 for Scheifele, and Cedar is getting plus 116 for a point. So I'm going to ride those point props as well. As well with the Detroit money line at plus. Where's Detroit? Sorry, I grabbed the over in the game. I did not grab Detroit. I grabbed the over. That's what the. Sorry, I for some reason I thought that I had that. I took the over in this game. Not the. I thought I grabbed Detroit too. I'm probably going to add Detroit. That's what I was going to do. I was going to add Detroit, most likely. But I'm on the over in this game, over 6 in the Islanders game. I'm actually going to, and that's going to add Drawn onto this one for the Islanders. DR. God, I can't get away from this one team, and that's the Seattle Kraken. They're against the Jets. Although I did not bet the Kraken today. I'm proud of myself. Did not bet the Kraken today. Didn't bet this game in general. Well, not for Cider total. The Winnipeg Jets are minus 190 with a total of 5.5 in this game. We've got the Seattle Kraken, who are 3-2-2. Wins against Anaheim, Vegas, and Toronto. Losses to Montreal, Ottawa, Philly, and Washington. On the opposite side, we got the Winnipeg Jets, who have actually looked really good this year. 5-1 start. They had lost their first game 5-4 to the Stars, which they were coming back on that game. They could have won. Wins against the Kings, Islanders, Philly, Nashville, and Calgary. So they've rattled off 5 straight. Now, when I looked at this game, the line movement really wasn't doing anything enough for me to want to go after the game. In fact, it was moving towards Winnipeg, but all the money was coming in on them. It wasn't really anything. The line wasn't really doing what I wanted it to. The money wasn't doing what I wanted it to in order to go after this one. So I did not bet a side in this game. I did not bet a total. I did take some props, and I took 3 props. I took Beniers, Earle, and Dunn. All of them are going to be on the top power play together. All of them are going to be on the top line together. Those 3 props can all win in one shot. So I do like the Kraken players, Kraken top line in this one. So that's Eberle, that's Beniers, and that's Dunn. So those three guys in this one. No side, no total, just the player props. We'll keep on rolling. We got 5 games left. We got the Mammoth taking on the Blues. The Blues are minus 120 with a total of 5.5. In this one, the Blues open up at 120. It's going towards 115. So it is a line movement towards Utah. The line's also moving towards the under. And when it came to money, money actually supported Blues. The way that the money was coming in supported the Blues. So I ended up not betting a side in this game. I did take a total. I like the under in this one. The way that the money was coming on this one, 33% of the bets, 51% of the money. So more of the bigger bets are coming in on the under. And I do like the spot for the under in this one. These are two teams that really, you have not seen Utah really get going offensively yet. The most they scored in a game was 6. That was against the Sharks. Everybody's scoring against the Sharks. Other than that, 1-3, 1-3, 3-4. So I do like the under in this game. I could see this one as a 2-2 going into overtime type of game, but I do like the under in the Mammoth and the Blues. And with that, I don't really want to go after any props because I don't want any goals in this game. So this one will be a pass on the props, but it will be a play on the under. Let's keep on rolling. Canucks and the Predators. The Preds are minus 115 with a total of 5.5. Vancouver this year 4-3, 2-3-2 for Nashville. Vancouver so far wins against Calgary, who isn't beating Calgary. Dallas, Chicago, and Washington. Losses against Edmonton, Seattle, St. Louis, and Pittsburgh. On the opposite side, you got Nashville, which is 2-3-2. They have wins versus the Columbus Blue Jackets on opening night, and the Ottawa Senators. Losses to Utah, Toronto, Montreal, Winnipeg, and Anaheim in this one. I did not end up betting a side or a total in this game, just because there wasn't really anything that lined up for me. Yeah, no real line movement on the side. Nothing really on the total that lined up for me in this one. So I end up staying off of this game. In terms of a player prop, I did like DeBrusk in this one for the Canucks, and I took Ryan O'Reilly for the Nashville Predators. Once again, players that are on the top line and top power play that are under 120 for a point. That's kind of the player props that I'm going after, as long as they also correlate with either I like the betting on the team that they're going to be playing on, or if I bet the over. If I bet an under, I'm obviously not taking player props. So we roll with DeBrusk, and we roll with Ryan O'Reilly. This one should be fun, and I'm actually going to make sure I'm going to delete that one off the list. We do got the Carolina Hurricanes taking on Nick. Okay. Taking on the Colorado Avalanche. Avalanche minus 135 with a total of 5 and a hook. We've got the Carolina Hurricanes coming off their first loss of the year. They lost, which looks really good now. Philly, San Jose, Anaheim, and the Kings. On the opposite side, we've got the Colorado Avalanche, who are 5-2, still have not lost a game in regulation this year. And honestly, I could see this game going overtime. We got the Colorado Avalanche. Their overtime losses came to Utah and Dallas. Wins against Utah, the Kings, the Sabres, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and the Boston Bruins. So nice little run there for me. I got the under 6. I got under in this game, under 6 at -110. I just see this one as a playoff style hockey game, and I would not be opposed to adding a draw in this game. If I'm going to be in draw season, well, it's not Drawtober, but I mean, it is Drawtober. I want to look towards 60-minute line. And we're going to scroll down, and the Kings, it's plus 330 for a draw in this game. I kind of like it. I kind of like the draw. Plus 330. I could definitely see this one going to overtime, like 1-1 or 2-2. So I may end up adding the draw. I'm going to end up adding the draw at plus 330 in this game between the Carolina Hurricanes and the Colorado Avalanche. Let's keep on rolling. We got the Canadiens and the Edmonton Oilers. We've got the Oilers sitting at -230 with a total of 6.5. And I think this line's way too wide. Let's just start off by saying I'm on Montreal. I got them at 195. Montreal this year 6-2, so looking really, really good. Only losses coming to Toronto on opening game, and they lost to the Rangers. Wins coming against Detroit, Chicago, Seattle, Nashville, Buffalo, and Calgary. They are coming off of a back-to-back, so I understand why they're priced this way. I'm not going to care. I'm still going to take them. Edmonton this year just has not looked up to that potential. They're 3-3-1. Wins against Vancouver, the Rangers, which was in New York, so we know how the Rangers are playing in New York right now, and Ottawa. Losses came to Calgary, Islanders, Devils, and Red Wings. And I am on Montreal. I also grabbed Slavkovsky for the Montreal Canadiens, -105 for his point prop. Once again, if you're on the top line and the top power play and you are less than -120 for a point, I'm most likely betting you. And that's one guy that follows that system. So I do like him in this game, along with Montreal on the money line, which will take us to our final game of the day. We've got the Kings and the Stars. The Stars are -150 with a total of 5.5. The Kings this year 2-3-2. They have wins against Vegas, and they won their last game against the Blues. Losses to Carolina, Pittsburgh, Minnesota, Winnipeg, and the Avalanche. On the opposite side, we got the Stars, who are 3-3 now. They started off the year a lot better. Yeah, they started off 3-0 and have rattled off 3 straight losses to Vancouver, St. Louis, and Columbus, all done by the puck line. And I don't want to kick them while they're down, but I'm grabbing the Kings in this game. The line movement went from 170s down to 140 for the Stars. That's where it is now, because I typed this up a while ago. It's down to 140s now. I like the Kings as a live dog in this game. I like a lot of dogs today on the card, and the Kings are just another one we're going to add to the tally. So give me the LA Kings in this one. We got plus 130 for me with the Kings to end my card. But that is everything for today's show. I will be back again tomorrow with some more NBA, some more hockey, and World Series Game 1, which we finally got the pitching matchup. Blake Snell, and it's trade day. Super excited for that. Stay tuned for tomorrow's show. We'll talk